How's it going, folks? How's it going, man? Listen, it's been a long time before we actually did one of these. But you know what, man? Shoot, I'm not even going. You know what? Let me get into the fucking intro, man. I'm sitting up here. I'm jumping ahead of schedule. Listen, how's it going, folks? How's it going? You already know the vibes, and y'all definitely know the waves. It is Zachariah White, a.k.a. Big Daddy Drip. Back at it like it's nothing with this drip and the sauce, cause I am the boss. I am back. We are here. We have I was about to say another YouTube video. I mean, we do technically, but yo, we have another episode of the Royal Motherfucking High Table, man. We are back. Alright, now granted, what I will say is this, right? Y'all don't expect too many of these, during this semester. Well, like, I guess throughout the remainder of the semester, alright? Just because, man, shit, there is a whole lot of shit. I still need to, like, get on camera and do vlogs, basically talking about what the fuck is going on, bro. Cause, this semester, it's really been, I'm not gonna hold y'all. I'm not gonna say it's downs. I don't really think of any. Like, there are definitely struggles. There are definitely complications. I'm not gonna go as far as to say downs, but there's definitely been, I guess, benefits and highs, as well as, again, it's challenges that were there. But man, it is so good that, just that the spring break is here. The spring break is fucking here, folks. All right, and you know what? I'm able to squeeze in, an episode again of the Royal High Table, excuse me, for you guys. All right, just I mean, before I even get into all of what we have, I guess for this particular episode, let me give you guys, like, I don't know, like, just listen, y'all, and for my people who are viewing this on YouTube, all right, of course, I'm posting this on Spotify. I'm gonna post this to as many different streaming outlets as I can possible. But for anybody that's able to see this video, like, I guess the actual video, y'all, I am currently in a hotel. Because, yo, listen, man, FSU, they done kicked the nigga out. they kicked me. They kicked all of, like, the dorm residents out for the spring break. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little unaware of that part. But I was, God bless me. God blessed me with the ability, well, he blessed me with enough money to get me, a hotel room, just before I actually head out and go down to my city. Big shout outs to motherfucking Fort Myers, and big shout outs to Tallahassee too, just for all the wonderful time, well, just for any and everything, that has been experienced over, I guess, the time span of ever since I got up here. But hold on, let me put on another song, because I don't know, my other laptop, my little DJ laptop, it's I don't know, it's on some shit. All right, but I'm gonna put on the song, right? But yeah, so basically right now I'm in a hotel. I don't quite have all my stuff or whatever, so I can't necessarily put on the crown this time, y'all. But nonetheless, man, shit, I mean, we still got the goods. We still got the goods nonetheless. we got you and we got me, So you know what? I guess that's all we really need in the end. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I need to tell you guys? Alright, just as a little, I guess, heads up, like, for my people that view and watch my shit on YouTube, y'all, in the process of me basically getting ready and moving shit out and about, getting shit, over here to basically the hotel spot, I accidentally fucked up my mini TV, so y'all, that's on me. I gotta do better when it comes to taking care of my TVs. To be honest with you, I think, like, regardless of whichever TVs that I buy, I'm not, like, wherever it is that I buy it and I set it down at, that's exactly where it's going to stay. It's going to be what I call an anchor, because I done fucked up my big TV, I done fucked up my smaller TV, So yeah, clearly going on the move with these shits is not the fucking move. So yeah, I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, it's looking like the only thing is content wise that I'll be able to produce for a while is like anything relating to the cameras, anything relating to the laptop specifically. But nonetheless, man, again, we can still make this shit go. We can, bro. Listen. Even like whenever there's been a bevy of times throughout basically this time that we've been on, I'm not even gonna say the YouTube journey, I'm just gonna say just the kingdom, the empire journey, because there's been so much, like, again, there's the vlogs, there's the podcasts, there's the YouTube videos, there's so much shit, there's the music, there's so much shit. And whenever, for whatever reason, one avenue has been taken down for whatever reason, we've still been able to keep it going, in some, one, either keep it going with that same avenue somehow, some way, even despite whatever circumstances happen to arise, or we just happen to make something shake in a whole different lane. So, hey, we just got to thank God for that. But you know what? I'm doing a whole lot of talking. All right. As for this particular episode, and I believe this is actually episode number 32. Now, I'm not going to put the numbers down for my people looking and searching on what's it called? Basically the podcasting sources. I'm going to try to come up with a witty name, just as usual. But like on YouTube, y'all, this is the 32nd fucking episode, man. We really been putting in that pain, putting in that stain when it comes to this game, man. Alright, but anyway, as far as the structure, of course it's typical, we got our warm questions, we got our warm shit, and then we have, in between, we have the special announcements, and really, I'll say this, y'all. If y'all have any special announcements that y'all want me to announce, y'all want anything that y'all need me or want me to promote, I know that, hell, not a whole lot of people are watching me at this point. But nonetheless, fuck it. I'ma still keep doing me, and I'ma still keep doing my best to help people out. Whichever and however that I'm able to do that. But yeah, if y'all have any special announcements, y'all send it over to me and I will promote it. I'll make it work. I'll put it out. But yeah, so we have some special announcements coming up, and then we have the hot topics, we have the hot questions, we have the hot shit. And I wanted to do because there's so much to touch on. But I just decided to do it on two. This is me just sort of kind of getting my feet back into the water a little bit. I'm getting back in. Now I don't quite know if I'll necessarily be able to really do a whole, like, I plan on doing another another podcast episode tomorrow, Sunday, or I'm not gonna lie, it's 11:14 right now, so it's about to be fucking early Sunday. So I guess late Sunday, early Monday, I'll also do a podcast episode then. But yeah, no, as far as over the break, I mean, shit, I might take my time and enjoy it, but fuck it. You know what? I'm over here, I'm doing too much talking. We have some good shit to get into, as always, alright? And of course, I thank y'all for being here with me. Whether you're tuning in to the video, whether you're tuning in to the audio, thank y'all so much. Also, by the way, just as a little heads up or whatever for, basically, this camera right here, hey, what's up, YouTube? This is, how do I want to put this? I think this is gonna be the laptop that catches any and everything. It's gonna catch everything. All right, from the time that I cut it on to the time that I cut that bitch off. This is what I'm gonna designate as like my segments. This gonna be the segments laptop. You got segment 1 or part 1, then you got part 2. That's how I'm gonna do it. But you know what? I'm not even gonna say let me go ahead and put on some more music, because we actually about to get into it. But just before we do get into it, all right. Of course, we ain't forgot about our shit. Hey, listen, man. Wow. I probably did forget how the fuck my spiel typically goes, but I do know enough. I remember enough as to where it's this, man. Just overall, this also coming from the heart, man. Y'all, everybody is a king, queen, god or goddess, emperor, empress, boss, whatever it is that everybody's got a higher form of themselves. Everybody's got a bona fide version of themselves. All right. Now, whether they know what it is that they specialize in, whatever it is, whatever their terrain is, shit, I don't know. Hell, life's all about finding out what the fuck that thing is and then making it pop. All right, but nonetheless, though, over here we treat everybody with the respect, the consideration, respect, regard, everything. We love and support is the only thing we got over here. All right. But whenever y'all do pull up and y'all come up and y'all eat, we drink, we do whatever, man. We chop it up, whatever the fuck it is. Y'all make sure that y'all bring y'all crowns, man. Y'all bring y'all crowns and y'all wear it loud and proud, all right? For you wear it loud and proud for whatever it is that you represent. And you wear it loud and proud for this entire motherfucking world to know and bear witness to. All right? All right. With that being said, I would say let me lead the way. I don't even got my fucking crowns. I'm not in my spot. I'm not in my spot, so I can't do that shit right now. I can't do it. I can't do it right now. But nonetheless, man, y'all get the gist. Y'all get the gist. At least, you know what? We all gonna put our spiritual, mental, and emotional crowns. That's also what I'm gonna start normalizing as well. So we ain't got the physical ones, but you know what, we got all those, we got the other kind. So you know what, we'll put that on. All right. But anyway, let me go ahead. I already have the basically my whatever, my little information thingy. I already have that. I already got that up. But let me go ahead and scroll on to something. All right. Okay. Because I didn't even, I told you guys what it is that I had. But, even more specifically, for the warm questions, I have 4 of those. All right. And for the hot topic questions or, really, research sort of kind of thingies, I've got 2. But the very first one, you know what? Okay, I'll start it off with this one just because this particular question I had the least amount of information for, or at least I put the least down. I don't know how long I'll end up talking, but for this, well, first off, let me tell you guys the question. The question is, where do you find peace? All right, again, let me reiterate, let me repeat. Where do you guys find peace? And big shout outs to Bucket List Journey, all right, because but I'm not gonna lie, Bucket List Journey has been one of those sources, that I've used to basically get a lot of my questions, excuse me, a lot of my questions, a lot of my ideas that I get for the warm topic stuff comes from Bucket List Journey. So big shout outs to Bucket List Journey, and big shout outs to any other sources that I happen to have used, just overall within, regarding the Royal High Table. And my apologies if I'm not enunciating, but let me actually get into the question. Actually, even before I get into the question, again, you guys, I'm going to try to do my best to make sure that again, for Spotify or I think because I posted on Spotify. Not even Spotify. I don't know. Anchor. That's what it is on Anchor. And whichever. I'm basically going to try to make sure that I pose it as a question as well. But hey, if there's a comment section, you guys also feel free to let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the question, or even if there's anything that I say. And also, even if there isn't a comment section, y'all feel free to hit me up in my DMs as well. But again, the question I'm going to reiterate is, where do you find peace? All right? and again, it's coming from bucket list journey, there was a couple things that I ended up putting down. All right, and one of the points that I ended up putting down is something that I could actually tie in an experience, from early on today. That I can use it and tie it in here. But as far as what I put, where do you find peace? There is three. Oh, excuse me. There is. I put 3 bullet points down, right? And I guess, nonetheless, really, they're all somewhat sort of kind of connected. But the first point that I put down was being by myself. Hell, even, now granted, I'm here with y'all, all right? And I guess with me being here with y'all, it's like the cases where it's like, I mean, it's still, like, I'm here by myself. I'm recording it by myself. This isn't quite exactly live. We haven't gotten to live episodes yet. But nonetheless, I mean, I'm here by myself. I'm just in my space. Just the only energy I have is myself. And I of course, not saying that one cannot find peace, or not even saying that I can't find peace. Being around others. But being by myself, that is definitely, I'll say it's one of those things. It's one of those ways in which it helps me. I'll say find peace, just because I'm really able to. Okay. How do I want to frame this? Many the way how I guess, like, I'll explain it. Of course, I'm always interacting, and I'm sure you guys can relate to this as well. We're always interacting with someone or something, and whether that be ourselves, whether that be other people. Like I said, it's always nice being able to really interact with yourself, and what I mean by interact with myself, it not even sometimes it could be just talking out loud, just me talking to myself. But sometimes it's really just me in my head, just thinking a whole bunch of shit. And like, I think just me being by myself, there's not, there's a better word than distractions, but there isn't much, there isn't much to be distracted from. There isn't another person's energy, or at least, like, physically, like, right in front of you, like, right there within your area of vicinity. It's just you, so you're really able to focus on I guess your mental being, your physical being, your psychological being, your emotional being, your whichever other Lee beings that there is. You're really able to allocate time and really key in and focus on that. So I always love and enjoy some alone time. And funny enough, that the second point is also somewhat connected to this, and I put, just interacting within the internal sphere, and like, the more and more that, like, I have episodes of the Royal High Table, the more and more that is, I feel like I reveal and create and develop piece by piece, more, like, just more things to these kingdoms and to these empires that I'm always talking about and I'm always mentioning, within every single fucking video, especially any video that I happen to be talking. But this internal sphere okay, of course, like I said, it's connected to, like, me, obviously, myself. But this internal sphere that, like, I speak of is, like, I'll say, like, even though I don't own this hotel, I don't own this particular room, like, this is what I would consider, like I guess, I think here's a good way. It just came to me of, like, I guess how I want to explain the internal sphere. I remember, like, watching Thor Ragnarok, right? And Thor is having this conversation with Odinson, and and Thor at the point in time that he's having this particular discussion that I'm talking about, like basically he's in one hell of a fight with Hela. I don't know whatever. Whatever the name of the woman, the one lady in black, basically his sister. He's he's in a tough battle, and now he's really seeking help from Odinson. And Odinson, somewhere along the lines within the discussion, he says, he's like Asgard's not a place, and he's like, for all we care, or for all we know, this could be Asgard. And Asgard, he said essentially, Asgard is not a specific place, but it's where our people stand. So really, I think with when it comes to within the internal sphere, like over this past semester, what I would designate as the internal sphere, would be my dorm room. A big shout outs to DeGraff. Big shout outs to DeGraff. Oh, DeGraff East, because that's where I first started off at, but especially DeGraff West, because that's where I'm currently at. But yeah, like I initially designated DeGraff West, my specific dorm room, as being the site for the internal spirit. But I think even deeper than that, it's the spirit, and I'm creating, I'm developing, I'm shaping, and I'm molding that particular spirit. It's something. It can be things physical, because my initial answer and my initial response for what hell, I was asking myself, what the fuck do you even mean within the internal spirit? Nobody knows what the fuck you talking about. What are you talking about? And I was about to refer to, and I'll talk to physical things, but it's more so, like I said, it's some of those deeper things, the things that are I guess the intangibles. Like I said, the spirit, the spirit. Is one of those things, and hell, I still gotta find out what the hell that spirit is. Well, I guess some aspect or whatever embodied within that spirit is one, making sure that, and this will go back to my mantra, satisfago el interno y satisfago el externo, being able to really take care of myself, really, I guess, satisfy myself, but also doing the same for others. That is that spirit. That is that spirit. But as far as within the internal sphere, basically, funny enough, whenever people speak about oh yeah, people get real comfortable behind screens and all that other sort of jazz, blah 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 blah, blase. Well, one, I try to make sure that I actually get out and interact within the real world, so that I'm not just hidden behind some screen. But even though there's times where I am behind a screen, I try to make sure, well, one, I don't necessarily interact in the context in which they're talking about. But yeah, I guess being behind the screen is somewhat incorporated within the internal spheres, the internal sphere, because I do have a whole. As of now, I got a number of laptops, computers, or whatever. But that as far as a physical site, again, like I said, the dorm, and I guess more characteristics or more details, again, all the devices, the gadgets, just I guess that I would constitute that that would be somewhere that I would find peace. Let me try and tie it back into the question, just because I feel with whatever the fuck that I'm doing, I feel like it's genuinely good. It's genuinely good, and I definitely feel that way, because I've got nothing but, like I said, I've got nothing but good intentions coming in. I've got nothing but a good mind coming in, a good heart coming in, and for that matter, like I said, I've already mentioned the word spirit like so many fucking times, and I don't even want to keep, or I don't even intend to be like, oh, spiritually, but yeah, just having a good natured spirit even coming into it, and I guess what the hell is like, what is it that I'm going into, I guess like every single YouTube video, every single gameplay made, every single podcast episode, every single song that's crafted, every single vlog that's made, every single blog that's made, every single like all of that shit. I think like that's where I find peace. And I think one thing, even as I'm going and I'm making such an emphasis on like good, especially like good as it pertains to the intangibles, the shit that you can't see, the shit that people feel, not just me, y'all. We gotta make a conscious effort to like for sure to ensure that those intangibles are not tainted, right? Because once they do become tainted, and all the negative shit, you throw greed, you throw hate, you throw jealousy, you throw all whatever the fuck. It's a nasty fucking virus, and you know what? Whatever it is I'll tie it back into my example. Whatever it is that I do constitute for the internal spirit. If there's something laced with any of those negative traits or whatever, this shit ain't gonna be peaceful. It ain't gonna feel the way that it feel. It's gonna feel like fucking hell. And I'm probably gonna want to get rid of all. Well, I'm not gonna say I don't know about that, but it could lead to some other nasty shit. So that's I guess that's me going off on a side tangent. But yeah, being by myself, I guess being within my creations, the kingdoms, the empires, the internal spheres, and I guess the third point is what I would constitute as the external sphere. Well, just so you guys know, I guess let me go ahead and like throw down this distinction. Anything that I labeled as the internal sphere is like things that like I guess. Like I think the main thing, like I deem it as like all me, or like that's for sure mine. Like let's say for example, if I went and like bought a house, right, and it's my house, I'm tending to it, all that other sort of jazz. Like that is what I would constitute as the internal sphere, because that's my shit. That's it's not can't nobody else come up in that bitch and do whatever the fuck unless I want it. Unless I'm like, okay, we good. We good to go and handle that shit. But the external sphere, I don't necessarily have that control. I ain't got that say so over that. And I guess this third point is something relating to the external sphere. But nonetheless, though, I'll say I found a good bit of peace here just earlier today, even despite the fact that I ain't gonna lie, I got a little blindsided by the fact that I had to get the fuck out of the dorm. But this last spot would be something that I would also say that I find peace at, and it would be the FSU amphitheater. Right now, for my students here in Tallahassee, my students here at FSU, y'all, if y'all listen, y'all leave a motherfucking like if y'all fuck with the goddamn amphitheater. I know I fuck with the amphitheater. I took some pictures too on my camera, by the way. But yeah, the amphitheater. Like one, I always thought it was cool. And I practiced at the amphitheater. Well, okay. Now, granted, I'm still going to go and say what I'm going to say, but I'm also trying to make sure that I like answer and address the question. I know I'm being super long-winded with it, guys. But again, the original question was, where do you find peace? All right. And as far as like an actual like physical spot or another actual physical spot, I would say the FSU amphitheater. That is the amphitheater is one of those places that has a lot of meaning. For a whole lot of people don't know this, but like the amphitheater is one of those. It's very important. Like I'm Zachariah. I'm y'all. Like of course I'm Zachariah White. And of course I'm coming up with all these different creations and developments and all that other sort of shit. And that though that's coming in many different forms. But one of those creations is Big Daddy Drip, and one of the like basically the amphitheater will always be a near and dear place of significance because of its connection to Big Daddy Drip. The amphitheater, is basically one of the practice fields for Big Daddy Drip. And for people who don't quite know why I keep speaking to Big Daddy Drip, I mean, of course that's me, but why I'm drawing distinctions, like basically, and of course I'm going to talk a good bit about Big Daddy Drip and talk about the amphitheater because pageant. The last time that I did pageant, granted we practiced at many different spots. We practiced at there were a number of different spots where we practiced even more so than the amphitheater. But the amphitheater was the closest thing that we had to an actual stage. In comparison to anywhere that we practiced. And not only that, just the big stage in itself, getting in front of all, like I'll say getting in front of however many people and putting on one hell of a performance, that in itself is special. Especially if me, I pride myself on being well prepared, especially in a performance aspect. So like I didn't put this down, but I throw the more auditorium because that's where the first time that I like competed in a pageant at. But again, the amphitheater, it'll always be near and dear just because there was like so many more. I really take pride, and I really, when looking back on shit, of course I look at the big time moment, but there's also all the practices. There's all the steps, all the break. Okay, the building the armor like this, and oh shit, it's like and seeing like, oh yo, the armor is weak in this area. Fuck, let me break it down, rebuild it back up. You just again, like I said, just the whole journey of getting to the whole destination. And the amphitheater is, I'll say this, more auditorium is the destination, and it's one of those destinations actually for one of the pageants that I'm competing in. But the amphitheater is what I guess is a symbol of the journey. That's what it really is. It's the symbol of the journey. Again, I definitely trying to get better, but just progressing along until we finally get to the point, that we intended to get to. But nonetheless, and I actually found peace there earlier today. Funny enough, like and I don't know, it might have been weird to the couple of people that walked by, but I had my suitcase, I had my bags or whatever with me. I drug it all the way from the Graph to the amphitheater. I was just by myself sitting there chilling. Hey yo, the wind was blowing like a motherfucker. The wind was blowing like a motherfucker. I just sat my shit, right on the stage. I sat there, chilled for a little bit. I played some music. I got in a bit of a zone. Was trying to like mentally visualize the pageant before it happened. Trying to mentally visualize, like I guess me performing, cause I wanna blow that shit the fuck up. Well, I'm not gonna say blow it up, cause Big Daddy Drip. Listen, bro. I wanna flood that shit. Oh, they ain't gonna get nothing but juice, drip, sauce, and waves. It's gonna be storms. It's gonna be hurricanes. It's gonna be fucking tsunamis. I'm coming with fucking everything. That's the type of time that I'm trying to be on, and And earlier today, especially because a lot of people already left. A lot of people already left the city. And the people that didn't leave, they wasn't on that side of the campus. So I was able to, again, I'm listening to music. I'm trying to do a little bit of meditation, trying to see shit before it happens. And then, I was fortunate enough to get in, several hours of practice, just by myself, just okay, okay, let me practice my talents. Okay, let me run through my intro in my head. Let me run through, some of the dances. How am I going to dance into these particular sections? Now granted, I didn't practice every single thing I should have, and I will at some point. Not at the amphitheater, because I'm going to have to go back to, my city, but nonetheless, the amphitheater resembles, it symbolizes the journey, and I had one of those meaningful experiences today. Just before I checked in for the hotel and all that other sort of shit. So yeah. So again, just to clarify, the question is, where do you find peace? Ooh, excuse me. And again, hey, you guys feel free to answer the question as well. Like, where do you guys find peace? This doesn't have to be a one-way conversation or whatever. So y'all feel free to let respond to anything that I said. Good, bad, indifferent, whatever. Like, feel free to leave a comment on that. Or hey, if you have any, like, if you have an answer of your own, go ahead. Feel free to hit me up. Let me know. Let me know what's what. But yeah, again, the question, where do you find peace? And my answer, being by myself, just operating and doing my thing within the internal sphere. And then even, of course, also I feel comfortable, not in everywhere within the external sphere, but, but the amphitheater, again, that FSU, yeah, it's one of those spots. It's one of those places for me. Now, y'all, I've been talking for a good bit. But you know what? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna move on to the next question. All right. Ooh. Oh, whoa. I'm telling y'all, yo. Before I get to the next question, I'm gonna say this. I don't know where the fuck the wind came from, because we had one. I know it was raining the past couple of days, and it was also, the sun was also out too at times. But like I said, I don't know where the fuck this wind came from, bro. This shit's it's fucking crazy, bro. But nonetheless, let me see. Let me find something. Let me find something else. Okay. There's a couple questions that I could go to, but I want to go to the last one that I have, and I may jump around to the earlier ones. Now, this one, I feel like, as far as my specific examples that I'm going to reference to, I feel like I've definitely mentioned these figures before, but nonetheless, as far as the particular question, I'm not quite sure if I answered it before. But even so, even if that's just gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. But again, y'all, hey, I mean, feel free to also join in, help me, add in some new shit, even if I did already answer the question, add in something, add in a take of your own, let's try and add a little bit of spice, add a little bit of sazon to the mix. But this particular question, it also, again, comes from Bucket List Journey, and the question is, why do we idolize sports players, right? And to me, this was a pretty easy question. I don't know how you guys feel about this question, but to be honest, you know what? Just as I asked the question, I almost sort of want to expand it. Like, I know it says, why do we idolize sports players? We could expand that to, why do we idolize movie stars? Why do we idolize musicians? Why do we idolize celebrities? Why do we idolize politicians? Or, just why do we idolize, people of status, people of people with wealth, or, just that's something that could be, broadened. But, I'll go ahead, and my answer to this particular question is definitely something that could be applicable and applied to, basically, applied to any of those other, slightly modified questions that I just posed. And basically, for my notes, what I have is, sports, just as many different things, whether it be music, whether it be movies, whether it be TV shows, they are a great representation, a great and special representation of life. That's what they are. A great and special representation of life. And these sports players, they have special abilities, special qualities and traits, which make them fascinating. Again, which also make them great and make them special. And those are things that we seek out to have for ourselves and display within our own lives. And of course there's a translation. There's somewhat of a translation from, I guess, the excellence that we see in sports to the excellence, that we know and can see in life. So of course, sports players. My first answer is, well, yeah, I'll say like my first instinct is really to jump to basketball, just because I feel like, honestly, like one. How do I want to frame this? Any sport, well, damn, because basketball is a team game, but it really does have some individualistic. It's got an individualistic touch on it, taste on it, and it's different from. I'm very familiar with football, and it's very different from football, because if you're a quarterback, like, okay, like, yo, you hey, listen, you control. Hey, down set hut. You control if the place, if the when the play starts. But even then, even in me saying that, like, I also played center, so I know this. The quarterback can say down set hut all he wants to. It's up to the center to snap the damn ball. Just like the quarterback can say down set hut and have every intention of throwing the touchdown, but it relies on a wide receiver. Okay, but anyway, okay, right. Basically, whenever it comes to sports, especially the ones where they're, like, I'll say, like, individual sports, like, like boxing or whatever, those are definitely points of interest, especially when considering this particular question. But basketball is something, because they're for many basketball fans, just about everybody can recall a time of somebody great just taking over the fucking game. Like, just taking them, just they just get the ball and they just score like fucking crazy, or they just get on defense and just wreak absolute havoc. So even though it's a team game, one person can dig off and fuck up I'm not gonna say, somebody can actually, like, fuck up and make things worse, and somebody can actually fuck up in, like, I'm talking about in a good way, like, yo, this person was really wilding the fuck out. But, like, I'll get to, like, my specific examples, right? And again, I'll reiterate, the question is, like, why do we idolize sports? So these four players are, these are like the top four idolized basketball players, to date. So I put LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Steph Curry, right? LeBron James, and I've already, like, listen, there's been plenty of times where I've talked about these specific players, but LeBron James, for what I put offensive and defensive versatility. Reason why I say that is because, listen, like, and I think even still to this day, LeBron can do what I'm about to say. All right, LeBron has proven that he could go out and score. Right now, he's leading the fucking league in scoring. Wait, hold on. I don't know if it's like if he I don't know about total points, but he definitely has the highest, like, what's it called? Points per game. Well, I don't know. maybe like okay, maybe that goes hand in hand. So yeah, he I think he does have the most amount of like points scored at the moment throughout the season. So he can score, you know. He is the best passer in the game right now. So he's got that, and he's been the best passer in the game for a very long time. So he's got that. He can rebound well, you know, and by well I mean like LeBron, like it's like if LeBron like although Russell Westbrook, you know, I don't know, people may call him Mr. Triple Double or whatever, but yeah, no, LeBron also is a triple double sort of kind of guy. You know, LeBron's the type to go out and get like, you know, 20, 27, 28 points, you know, get about 7, 8, or shoot 10 assists and get 7, 8 or fucking 10 rebounds as well. That's LeBron. And then not only that, he can go on defense, he can get steals, he can get blocks, he can guard everybody from, you know, the point guard to the shooting guard to his position, the small forward, to the power forward, to the center. Not only that, LeBron can play point guard, he can play shooting guard. He obviously he's a small forward. Well, he's a point forward because he runs the fucking offense. Can play power forward and at times has played center as well. So he can do a whole bunch of as it pertains when you can. But I guess why that is idolized is because versatility in life exists. You know, being able to like there is like what LeBron like, you know, is doing, able to do any and everything, you know, within the game of basketball. Like, you want to know what that we call that in life? The jack of all trades. Somebody that is like fucking great at everything, or at the very least very very good at a lot of different things, has a lot of trades, a lot of areas that they excel in, you know. So that's one example, you know. I said Michael Jordan because he's ruthlessly competitive, you know. Not only I'm not gonna lie, his career might be the best, and what I mean by, you know, might be the best in the sense that, you know, he didn't win the most amount of points. I mean, oh, my fault, not points. He didn't win the most amount of rings, you know. Even though he's 6-0 in the finals, he didn't win the most amount of rings. He didn't score the most amount of points. He doesn't have the most amount of buzzer beaters. He has some pretty notable moments, but he doesn't have the most amount of buzzer beaters. But nonetheless, again, he has some of the notable moments in NBA history. And not only that, he's very, very revered. He's super revered. Just as all the players on this list are, you know, but he's very, very revered, but that ruthlessly competitive because, yo, homeboy, he was not taking no shit from nobody, and he was willing to do whatever it took to win, you know. That's another thing that's desired in life. That's another thing that people are trying to aspire to in life. You know, being whatever whatever problems that may come up. You know, of course they're gonna come up, but nonetheless, you know, that have that I'm a badass motherfucker and I'm gonna get through it type of attitude. That's something. That means something. That fucking means something. You know, and the next person that I have, Kobe Bryant. It's not like he's not ruthlessly competitive. He's just as competitive and ruthless as Jordan. You know, if not more. But the thing that I put is unparalleled work ethic. Unparalleled work ethic. Kobe got that shit on lock, you know. And of course, you know, you want to translate that work ethic to real life. Like, really, you don't even necessarily. It's not too hard to draw that distinction or to make that connection. You know, you just go from, you know, I guess, putting in all the hours, you know, doing all sorts of kinds of of workouts to whatever, you know. I guess for you know, me being a student, that would that would like translate to, me putting in all the hours for pageant, or me putting in all the hours, for school, me putting in all the hours for my job. So that's another area of interest. And the last area, this one is probably the one, I'm not gonna lie, this one I can probably speak to, more than the other three. It's Steph Curry, 3-point revolutionary. And one revolutionary, just overall changing the fucking game, changing the culture. Adding a little bit of spice, adding a little bit of flavor, really making something, one's own. That's something that means something too. And like, I guess, like, converting it over, like, I'll use like a specific example. I'm not saying that I'm Steph Curry, but like one, like, the I guess, doing something super super well, and really pushing boundaries, and I don't know, that's just an extended period of excellence of what Curry's doing. He just the other night, he just reached like 20,000 career points. That dude is fucking amazing. But like, I don't quite know if you guys remember, but I mentioned it within my vlogs. Definitely mentioned it within some of the previous episodes, of the podcast. But like, something that I could, like, I guess one way that like I could speak to this would be like, one. This may not necessarily be, this ain't necessarily the most glamorous job, but I worked at Taco Bell over the summer. But nonetheless, I'm not gonna lie, I added a whole lot of spice, a whole lot of flavor to what I was doing. Now, granted, I'm not gonna lie, and as I was going about and doing, and doing whatever it is that I needed to do, I had each and every single one of these, these players and other people, in mind. It's like, okay, like, I'm trying to, like, there's this aspect about them. I'm going to take that and try and apply that to the way that I do things. But Steph Curry is something, like, one way that I could, like, again, speak to that would be like, although I did like many different things, working at Taco Bell, like whether it be fucking out cleaning bathrooms or cleaning the freaking cleaning the parking lots, or whether it be cleaning the dining room, whether it be just running back and forth, like preparing the food or actually getting on the line and making food. I think where I stood out the most was human/people interaction. At the front counter, I was fucking amazing. Like, but especially on the drive-through, like on the mic, nobody's touching me. Nobody's touching me, man. Like, I was special. They like Taco Bell. They have this thing where, like, whenever somebody, like, there's like a whole script as to like how you go and you greet the said person, and how you're supposed to take their order, yada yada, blase blase. Now, not saying that I abandoned the script or whatever. I just, like, I did my own thing. Like, they have their own like, I guess they have a list of a whole bunch of like adjectives related to their food products or whatever. And like, I guess the whole, like, I could speak to that being a 3-point revolutionary sort of kind of thing, because there is the 3-point line, and to again draw the connection between Steph Curry, the NBA, and my experience at Taco Bell. That 3-point line would be that, like, okay, they already have a script, and they have, like, again, all these adjectives, with pertaining towards Taco Bell. But I'm saying, just as Steph Curry said, fuck it, I'm gonna pull up from half court. I'm going to pull up from half court. I'm going to pull up from beyond half court. I'm going to pull up from just about half court. I'm going to pull up from about 40, 35, 30, like, I said, fuck it. I don't even have to look at the damn script. I'm going to come up with my own adjectives. I'm just, like, I'll, like, okay, I'll say, hey, how's it going, or whatever. And within the time span that and when I say how's it going, of course I'm adding enthusiasm to it. So I'm like, hey, how's it going? How's it going? How may I help you? And they respond or whatever, like, oh, hey, how's it going? And within that time, I just look at I'll look at a product and come up with an adjective right off the rip. Like I'll like there was like one time, like, you know, of course, Taco Bell, they got Cinnabons, so shit, I'm on the mic. I'm like, hey, how's it going or whatever, you know, and the person who was ordering, they was really fucking with me. They was like, hey, how's it going? And then I just looked at the Cinnabons. I was like, hey, listen, right now I'm Cinnabon the Twistalicious, like, shit, you know, and that made that person's day. So I'm saying like shit like that. So I think that is why. Well, okay, my fault. I'm sorry. I lost my momentum. I lost my momentum there. But no, nonetheless, that is like, I guess, like a way that I could speak to, you know, I guess the excellence that Steph Curry has put on, you know, I guess the revolutionary, you know, the revolutionary aspect of his career. I guess I got a little bit of something. I'm not saying that, you know, we're direct comparisons or whatever, so y'all please. But nonetheless though, like, I guess I brought up that example to show that it does exist in other different fields. And not only that, one, it exists in other different fields at various different levels. You know, like Steph Curry, that shit's amazing because that's it. You know, you shoot one. The way that he's doing it is fucking amazing, and at the level that he's doing it at versus the competition that he's doing it at the consistency that, you know, the rate that he's doing it consistent, that's fucking amazing. But that same thing exists in other fields. Taco Bell, i.e. fast food shit, Taco Bell. It could be existing food, fashion, whole bunch of shit, you know. And not only that, it ain't even got to be no popping restaurant, you know, that attract a whole bunch of different people, you know. Or I mean, it could be, or it could be at some local low time shit that's just right down the street. So yeah, I think. You know, again, it's special in itself. It's very applicable, you know, and it's something that, you know, I guess people can aspire to and people can really attain. It's not something it's not so far of a stretch. It's not, you know, something that's so far away for us to attain. But, you know, y'all, I did a good bit of talking on these warm topic questions, but pretty soon, now, granted, I'm going to answer my phone because I know that my girlfriend texted me. Like, she texted me before I even, like, cut these cameras on. All right? This is what I'm going to do. Damn, I did not even fucking know. Like, bro, I should have really cut this shit short. This is what I'm going to do, y'all. This camera, this laptop is going to catch everything. All right? But this one, hey, I'm going to cut this off. All right? I'm going to cut it off. I'm going to cut it short. Well, not cut it short. This gonna be part 1, and then we're gonna make part 2. I'm hoping that whenever I upload the actual audio is like, we gonna be good. I'm not gonna be able to. I'm not gonna have any issues. I'm hoping so. But yeah, that's basically why I cut. That's basically why I cut the content sometimes. But you know what, man? This is the break just before I get into the announcements. All right. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it. And I'm also going to put on some music. Let me go ahead and do that for y'all as well. So what song do I want to put on? Hold up. Yo. It's been a while since I heard this one.
Hey, yo, Hold up. Check. Be the best. Oh. Voice is taken care of. Go.
Yeah. Okay, fuck this up, DJ Khaled. Alright, y'all. This is the break, man. Alright, thank y'all so much for tuning in with me. But you know what? We still got the announcements and we still got the hot shit to get into. Alright, this is the break, and I'll catch y'all in a little bit.